So we stopped on page 512. I think we stopped at line 345. I'll read to the end of the section. We were reading about the man of might, who is boasting, modern man with all his achievements. No magic can surpass my magic's skill. There is no miracle I shall not achieve. What God imperfect left, I will complete. Out of a tangled mind and half-made soul, his sin and error I will eliminate. What he invented not, I shall invent. He was the first creator, I am the last. I have found the atoms from which he built the worlds. The first tremendous cosmic energy missioned shall leap to slay my enemy kin, expunge a nation or abolish a race, death, silence leave where there was laughter and joy. Or the fissured invisible shall spend God's force to extend my comforts and expand my wealth, to speed my car which now the lightnings drive, and turn the engines of my miracles. I will take his means of sorcery from his hands and do with them greater wonders than his best. Yet, through it all, I have kept my balanced thought. I have studied my being, I have examined the world. I have grown a master of the arts of life. I have tamed the wild beast, trained to be my friend. He guards my house, looks up, waiting my will. I have taught my kind to serve and to obey. I have used the mystery of the cosmic waves to see far distance and to hear far words. I have conquered space and knitted close all earth. Soon I shall know the secrets of the mind. I play with knowledge and with ignorance, and sin and virtue my inventions are. I can transcend or sovereignly use. I shall know mystic truths, seize occult powers. I shall slay my enemies with a look or thought. I shall sense the unspoken feelings of all hearts and see and hear the hidden thoughts of men. When earth is mastered, I shall conquer heaven. The gods shall be my aids or menial folk. No wish I harbour unfulfilled shall die. Omnipotence and omniscience shall be mine. And Savitri heard the voice, the warped echo heard, and turning to her being of power, she spoke. Madonna of might, mother of works and force, thou art a portion of my soul put forth to help mankind and help the travail of time. Because thou art in him, man hopes and dares. Because thou art, men's souls can climb the heavens and walk like gods in the presence of the Supreme. But without wisdom, power is like a wind. It can breathe upon the heights and kiss the sky. It cannot build the extreme, eternal things. Thou hast given men strength. Wisdom thou couldst not give. One day I will return, a bringer of light. Then will I give to thee the mirror of God. Thou shalt see self and world as by him they are seen, reflected in the bright pool of thy soul. Thy wisdom shall be vast, as vast thy power. Then hate shall dwell no more in human hearts, and fear and weakness shall desert men's lives. The cry of the ego shall be hushed within, its lion roar that claims the world as food. All shall be might and bliss and happy force. So the voice we heard first, Aurobindo says, is the ego of this great world of desire, claiming the earth and the wide heavens for the use of man. Very self-confident in his achievements and his power to achieve. And we had a look at the painting, which shows us the efficient modern man, but he is chained. He doesn't realize how he is chained and dependent on all his inventions, that he can't live without them. Which side will we begin? You will start, Rosa? Yeah.
No magic can separate my magic skill. There is no miracle I shall not achieve. What God imperfect left, I will complete. Out of a tangled mind and half-made soul, his sin and error I will
Eliminate.
Eliminate what he invented not, I shall invent. He was the first creator, I am the last.
Yes. So earlier, last time we read that he feels that he has grown greater than nature and wiser than God. And here he's expressing that idea that I, the man, the human being, I can do better magic and more miracles than God. No magic can surpass my magic, the skill that I, the human being, the mental being, can do with my intelligence and my hands. There's no miracle that I shall not achieve. Anything that we set our minds to, we can achieve. And God has given us something basic, incomplete, imperfect. What God has left imperfect, I will complete. And one of the things I will complete is this problem of sin and error, of things that seem to be wrong and mistaken. That happens because we human beings have a tangled mind. Tangled when you go on the motorbike with your hair loose, it gets all tangled up and then you can't get the comb through. So our minds are somehow confused and tangled like that. And our soul seems to have not yet reached its full development. But I will eliminate that sin and error. And what God has not invented, I shall invent. He was the first creator, but I, man, am the last. It is, of course, a dramatic expression of an attitude of mind. You'd read, Klaus?
I have found the atoms from which we build the worlds, the first tremendous cosmic energy, visioned shall lead to slay my enemy kin, expunge a nation or abolish a race. Death's silence leave where there was laughter and joy.
Yes, thank you. So these lines probably were written in about 1945, so we're clear what Aurobindo's referring to there, that the atomic physicists have discovered the atoms, and they have discovered also how to use this original, this first cosmic energy, which is so tremendous in its powerfulness. And what do we immediately decide to do with it? We decide to use it to kill other people. Will send it, I will mission it to slay my enemy kin. He uses the word kin. All human beings are our kin, part of our family. But if we've decided that some of them are enemies, we are ready to use this power to destroy them, to expunge a nation, completely wipe it out so that it no longer exists, and even to abolish a race, genocide, wipe them out. I will use that power, original power, cosmic energy, to create the silence of death, where once there was all the laughter and joy of human life. So very unfortunately, these things are happening.
For the fisher invisible shall spend God's force, to extend my comforts and expand my wealth, to speed my car, which now the lightning drive, and turn the engine of my miracles.
Yes, thank you. So the fissured invisible, one thing that they can do with atoms is to split them, fission. Yes, there's fission and there's fusion. So these invisible forces, they will split them in order to harness all that tremendous original cosmic energy to extend our human comforts and expand our wealth, and even use it to drive our cars. He says, which now the lightnings drive. He must have been thinking of electric cars, I think, and turn the engines of my miracles. We will use that atomic energy for our own purposes. Ganga Lakshmi?
I will take his means of sorcery from his hands, and do with them greater wonders than he is.
His best.
His best. Yet through it all I keep my balanced thought. I have studied my being. I have examined the world. I have grown master of the arts of life.
So I will you take all these powers of God, these means by which God works miracles, all these forces of nature, I will take them from him, and I will do even more marvelous things than the best things that he has done. I will be able to do better things. And yet, he says, through it all, although I've gained such great mastery, I've kept my power of balanced thought. I've studied my being, my own psychology, my physiology. I've examined the world. I've grown a master of the arts of life. The scientists actually are very proud of their discoveries about all the different aspects of nature and how they have made use of these. No? You'd like to read, please?
I have tamed the wild beast, trained to be my friend. He guards my house, looks of waiting my will. I have taught my kind to serve and to obey. I have used the mystery of the cosmic waves to see far distance and to hear far words. I have conquered space and knitted close all earth.
Thank you. So yes, we've tamed that wild beast, that wolf, no? And now he's man's best friend, obedient, looking up, waiting what we want him to do. And we've also tamed other human beings. I've taught my kind to serve and to obey. We have ways of coercing people to do things, no? And I've got hold of these cosmic waves, radio waves, all kinds of subtle waves, and I've used them now that we can see far distances. It's not only television, they can do the most amazing things nowadays, not from these drones up high in the atmosphere. They can look down and they can even identify individual faces on the ground. No? So we can see far distance and hear far words. We can talk to our families on the phone or on Skype halfway around the world. No? I've conquered space and I've knitted close all earth, made connections between all the different parts and countries so that everything is interconnected. Sergei?
So I shall know the secrets of the mind. I play with knowledge and with ignorance, and see and virtue what inventions are. I can transcend our sorrowful views.
Yes. So we are still exploring our psychology. We haven't really got very far into the secrets of the mind. I play, he says, I can do what I like with this play of knowledge and with ignorance, and what we call sin and virtue, what is right and wrong. These are human inventions, in fact, and so I don't need to be bound by them. I can transcend them, and I can use these concepts as part of my mastery, like a sovereign, like a ruler. We can decide what is good and what is not good. Joel.
I shall know mystic truth, seize occult powers. I shall slay my enemies with a look or thought. I shall sense the unspoken feelings of all hearts, and see and hear the hidden thoughts of men.
Yes, this is something that the great powers would very much like to do, no? Be able to know the hidden secrets, the occult powers, and be able just to kill our enemies with a look or a thought, and to be able to sense the unspoken feelings of all hearts. We can observe people quite a lot and learn from that, but really to know what is hidden in the secret heart, this is yet to be discovered, how to see and hear the hidden thoughts of men. The powers that be would like to be able to control these things. Arti.
When earth is mastered, I shall conquer heaven. The gods shall be my aids, or meaning fall. No wish I favor, unfulfilled shall die. Omnipotence and omniscience shall be mine.
Yes. So when I've completely got control of the whole earth, I will conquer heaven. Either he means the higher levels of consciousness, or he means outer space, no? And the gods, the cosmic powers, will be my aids. Your aids are your assistants, the people who give you support and help in what you want to do. Or menial folk. Menial folk are people who do all the dirty jobs that nobody else wants to do. No, that they who have to deal with the rubbish and keep the streets clean and yeah. So the cosmic powers, they will do all that menial work that low-class people have to do. No wish I harbor, any wish that I give a place to in my consciousness shall die unfulfilled. Every smallest wish will be realized. I will achieve, I, man, will achieve all power, omnipotence, and all knowledge, omniscience. So this is the warped echo, the distorted echo in the human ego of that divine power of the soul, the mother of might. And now Savitri is going to speak to that mother of might. Gumsun.
And Savitri heard the voice, the warped echo heard, and turning to him, being of power, she spoke. Madonna of might, mother of works and force, thou art a portion of my soul put forth to help mankind and help the travail of time.
Thank you. Yes. So she's heard what the Madonna of Might had to say. She's heard this distorted, twisted echo. And she doesn't answer that echo. She speaks to her own soul power, to her being of power. And she says, you are the Madonna of power. You're the mother of works and force, of energy and achievement. And you are a part of my soul, put forth, emanated, to help mankind, to support man, and she will explain how that works, and to help the travail of time. Travail has a double meaning. It means work that is done with effort and some pain and suffering. But it also is used particularly of the labor of a woman giving birth to a child. So it's like time is laboring all the work and effort that goes on in the world in the process of evolution. This is giving birth to something in the future. And this mother of might, of strength, is very much needed to help all that to go on. Yeti.
Because thou art in him, man hopes and dares. Because thou art man's soul, souls can climb the heavens and walk like gods in the presence of the Supreme. But without wisdom, power is like a wind. It can breathe upon the heights and kiss the sky. It cannot build the extreme eternal things.
Yes. So because you are in him, Madonna of Might, man has this courage and daring and hope to undertake impossible things. And because of your force and your energy, man's soul can climb the heavens, develop higher levels of consciousness, and walk like gods in the presence of the Supreme. You give men the power to do great tapasya and self-development. But power alone is incomplete. Without wisdom, power is like a wind. A wind can be very, very powerful, and it can breathe on the high tops of the mountains and kiss the sky. But the wind doesn't build. It can't build permanent, lasting constructions. Can't build the extreme, eternal things, the lasting creations. Lela.
Thou hast given man strength, wisdom thou couldst not give. One day I return, a bringer of light. Then will I give to thee the mirror of God. Thou shalt see self and world as by him they are seen, reflected in the bright pool of thy soul.
Yes. So just as when she had heard the mother of compassion and divine pity, she told her that you can give comfort, but you can't change things. And when I'm going now, I'm going in search of my soul. When I come back, I will bring you power and strength. And now to the mother of strength, she says, I will bring you light. I'll bring you the light of wisdom. And then you will be able to see how things really are. You shall see yourself and the world as they are seen by God. And you will see the whole world reflected in this bright pool of thy soul. As if it's a lovely, still, calm pool which mirrors things as they really are. And she gives her a promise, Alice.
Thy wisdom shall be vast, as vast thy power. Then hate shall dwell no more in human hearts, and fear and weakness shall desert men's lives. The cry of the ego shall be hushed within. Its lion roar that claims the world as food. All shall be might and bliss and happy force.
So that's a wonderful promise. So we see the repeating of the same pattern. The Madonna presents herself. We saw that each of them also speaks of their limitations. And then because of that limitation, there's this distorted echo, which is the expression, the twisted expression of their power in the human ego. And Savitri sees these contrasts. She understands the role of each of these Madonnas, and she sees that they need to complete each other. These are triple soul forces. We are shown them separately, one by one. And each of them introduces herself to Savitri, saying, I am thy secret soul, as if she alone were the whole soul power. But each of these soul powers needs the others to complement it. So we can go on and begin to have a look at the Madonna of Light. She's the last one. Bhavan.
As then still the spirits upward flew, she came into a high and happy state, a white tower of vision whence all could be seen, and all was centered in a single view, as when by distance separate scenes grow one, and harmony is made of hues at
War.
war.
So she's going still higher. You remember the Madonna of Pity, of Sorrows? She was seated at the bottom of an ascent. And then the Madonna of Might, she's halfway up. So Savitri still has to go higher. And she, as if climbing a mountain, she comes into a high and happy space that's like a wide tower, and she can see the whole world. and everything is centered in this single view. This happens to us. I remember a friend of mine, an artist, pointing out that beauty and ugliness often depends on the distance from which we view things. And that if we see things very, very close up, we may see many small imperfections. But when we see it from further off, there's a harmony in the scene. So if we see things from high up on a mountain, we see the landscape, we don't see perhaps the piles of rubbish here and there, we see a harmonious scene. All these separate scenes become united, and there's a harmony made. The colors that might seem to clash when we see them close together, they get harmonized by being seen from a distance. So she's seeing from this high and happy space, the space of wisdom, of light. Ellen.
The wind was still and fragments packed the air. There was a carol of birds and murmur of bees, and all that is common and natural and sweet, yet intimately divine to hear and soul.
To heart and soul.
To heart and soul.
You can read the next two lines also.
And nearest thrill of the spirit to its soul. And these things seemed obvious, close and true.
Yes. So the wind is quiet, there's wonderful perfume, fragrance, packed the air, and there's the sweet sound of birds and the murmur of bees, and all that is common and natural and sweet, and yet feels intimately divine to the heart and the soul. There are special moments and scenes in nature when it's like that, when everything seems so simple and natural and sweet, and we feel a deep sense of divinity in all that. And Savitri feels a kind of thrill of nearness of the spirit to its source, to its origin. And deepest things seemed obvious, close, true, no longer mysterious or puzzling, obvious, close, intimate. Dana Lakshmi.
Here, living center of that vision of peace, a woman sat in clear and crystal light. Heaven had unveiled its luster in her eyes. Her feet were moonbeams. Her face was a bright sun. Her smile could persuade a dead, lacerated heart to live again and feel the hands of calm.
Yes. So there is another woman, another soul force. She's as if surrounded by this clear crystal light, sparkling clear. And it's as if the light of heaven is shining out of her eyes, unveiled. Her feet are like moonbeams, full of light, radiating soft light, and her face is a bright sun. And there's something so beautiful about her smile. Her smile could persuade a heart that is so wounded, lacerated. It means that it's been torn with many wounds, and it has died, that it's as if that heart has lost all its life energy and its possibility to feel and to love. That smile can persuade that poor heart to live again and feel the hands of calm, the soothing hands that heal all wounds. We can read a little further. A low music heard became her floating voice. O Savitri, I am thy secret soul. I have come down to the wounded, desolate earth to heal her pangs and lull her heart to rest, and lay her head upon the mother's lap, that she may dream of God and know his peace, and draw the harmony of higher spheres into the rhythm of earth's rude, troubled days. So she too claims to be Savitri's secret soul. And she starts to explain her mission. She's come down, she says, to heal the earth, this earth that is suffering, wounded, desolate, without help, to heal her pangs and to lull her heart to rest. Lulling is what we do with a child, crying baby. We rock it until it feels calm and peaceful and can fall asleep. So the suffering heart of the earth shall be lulled to rest. And she wants to lay earth's head in the lap of the Supreme Divine Mother so that she can have a beautiful dream of God and be aware of, experience the divine peace, and draw the harmony of higher spheres. The material sphere is full of trouble and travail and hard labor and difficulties and oppositions of all kinds. Earth's rude, troubled days. We tend to think that Earth's days are particularly troubled and rude at the moment when we hear the news and all the dreadful things that are happening. But perhaps it's always been like that. The earth has always been troubled and suffering. But what she wants to do is to bring the harmonies of higher spheres, the higher worlds, the subtle planes beyond the earth, to bring those into the rhythm of earth's troubled days. So the next sentence is a long one. Perhaps we'll stop there for today. So let's go back to line 346 and read these lines together. No magic can surpass my magic's skill. There is no miracle I shall not achieve. What God imperfect left, I will complete. Out of a tangled mind and half-made soul, his sin and error I will eliminate. What he invented not, I shall invent. He was the first creator, I am the last. I have found the atoms from which he built the worlds. The first tremendous cosmic energy, missioned, shall leap to slay my enemy kin, expunge a nation, or abolish a race, death's silence leave where there was laughter and joy. Or the fissured invisible shall spend God's force to extend my comforts and expand my wealth, to speed my car which now the lightnings drive, and turn the engines of my miracles. I will take his means of sorcery from his hands, and do with them greater wonders than his best. Yet through it all I have kept my balanced thought. I have studied my being, I have examined the world. I have grown a master of the arts of life. I have tamed the wild beast, trained to be my friend. He guards my house, looks up, waiting my will. I have taught my kind to serve and to obey. I have used the mystery of the cosmic waves to see far distance and to hear far words. I have conquered space and knitted close all earth. Soon I shall know the secrets of the mind. I play with knowledge and with ignorance, and sin and virtue my inventions are. I can transcend or sovereignly use. I shall know mystic truths, seize occult powers. I shall slay my enemies with a look or thought. I shall sense the unspoken feelings of all hearts, and see and hear the hidden thoughts of men. When earth is mastered, I shall conquer heaven. The gods shall be my aids or menial folk. No wish I harbour unfulfilled shall die. Omnipotence and omniscience shall be mine. And Savitri heard the voice, the warped echo heard, and turning to her being of power, she spoke. Madonna of might, mother of works and force, thou art a portion of my soul put forth to help mankind and help the travail of time. Because thou art in him, man hopes and dares. Because thou art, men's souls can climb the heavens and walk like gods in the presence of the Supreme. But without wisdom, power is like a wind. It can breathe upon the heights and kiss the sky, It cannot build the extreme eternal things. Thou hast given men strength. Wisdom thou couldst not give. One day I will return, a bringer of light. Then will I give to thee the mirror of God. Thou shalt see self and world as by him they are seen, reflected in the bright pool of thy soul. Thy wisdom shall be vast as vast thy power. Then hate shall dwell no more in human hearts, and fear and weakness shall desert men's lives. The cry of the ego shall be hushed within, its lion roar that claims the world as food. All shall be might and bliss and happy force. Ascending still her spirit's upward route, she came into a high and happy space, a wide tower of vision whence all could be seen, and all was centred in a single view, as when by distance separate scenes grow one, and a harmony is made of hues at war. The wind was still, and fragrance packed the air. There was a carol of birds and murmur of bees, and all that is common and natural and sweet, yet intimately divine to heart and soul. A nearness thrilled of the spirit to its source, and deepest things seemed obvious, close and true. Here, living centre of that vision of peace, a woman sat in clear and crystal light. Heaven had unveiled its lustre in her eyes. Her feet were moonbeams, her face was a bright sun. Her smile could persuade a dead, lacerated heart to live again and feel the hands of calm. A low music heard became her floating voice. O Savitri, I am thy secret soul. I have come down to the wounded, desolate earth to heal her pangs and lull her heart to rest, and lay her head upon the mother's lap, that she may dream of God and know his peace, and draw the harmony of higher spheres into the rhythm of earth's rude, troubled days.